The DC3 I hadn't flown in a long time, so we'll see how she goes. She's very touchy. I got way too much rates in for her, but we'll see how she goes. I just bound it to my radio, so I lost all my settings, and I'm going to 70% on everything, which is a little lively, but yeah, she's flying all right. It's a Dynam DC3 C47. Beating in the wind a little bit. She likes the rudder, mixing rudder in. I don't have any mixes. I don't know how long I'm going to fly her. Might start trying to bring it in. It's raining harder. I don't want to get too wet here. Let's see if we can bring her down. There it is. DC3 C47 by Dynam. That was a nice little flight. Doggone little shower. It's just a little shower, but I don't want to get my radio wet. She's ugly. She's been beat to death. This is what I learned to fly on. I picked the first time to learn to fly, and I've learned every kind of stall possible with this plane. Definitely not a beginner plane, but an easy flyer, a smooth flyer. She looks pretty good. It's got a lot of detail. The tail wheel is not steerable, but you know, for $119 for the bind and ploy, you know, it's a pretty good plane, and it takes a beating. You can see all the repairs. I mean, I've broke this thing so many ways, so many times. But it's a fun plane to fly. My buddy's flying buddy Dave, his looks like brand new. Well, that's it. We got rained out. It's a Friday. Took the day off to work, not necessarily to fly, but to do some Christmas shopping and get some flying in. So time to batten down the hatches and wait out this little shower, because I'm sure it's not going to last long. Little shower passed. I put a little down trim in the elevator, so we'll see. Fly the rest of this battery out. DC3 Dynam, DC3 or C47, however you prefer to look at it. Take two. Much better. Much better. Still flying 70% rates on everything. But I forgot that since it's had all these wind tunnel flying enhancements done to it, that I needed a little down, not a little, actually a lot. I'm like 3 clicks away from the maximum, but I don't like the kind of adjuster it has, so I'm not going to physically adjust it. I was going to retire this plane, take the ESC, and it's got a little 610 in it.
Time remaining 7 minutes.
But it's still, you can see it still flies nice. I like the way it sounds. It'll slow down, there we go. That's pretty scale looking. Wind's buffing it a little bit because it's a real light model. You get about 8 to 10 minutes on a 2200 flying it around like I fly it, kind of scale like. She'll do stunts. She'll do the basic rolls and stuff.
Time remaining 6 minutes.
I don't want to stall it because I know it doesn't. It has like a pretty violent stall when it stalls.
Time remaining.
And the winds are. I mean, it's not very windy right yet, but it's kind of comes up. Probably comes up to like from nothing to 7 or so. And if you're right at stall speed, you know, 7 miles an hour can make the difference between getting the bag out. Like I said, this is the plane I bought to learn on. After the first few impacts, Flying Buddy Rick suggested I put it away and get a Super Cub, and he was spot on. I bought this plane because I like the way it looks. I used to jump out of the Army's C47s, the new ones, so I like the way this looked. And when I was flying my Radian days, before I went to planes, there was a guy and his uncle flying it over at Frank Brown, and it just looked so cool in the air, which I debate anybody to say that even my old beater doesn't look nice floating around up there in the sky. We like to say mine's been through a lot of battles, where David still looks like he just pulled it out of the box except for his detailing. Well, I don't know how much of this battery, I bound with this battery and been playing around tweaking it and stuff, so we'll see if we can't bring her in for another good landing. Start powering down and it turns. Alright, bringing her down, bringing her down, bringing her down, bringing her up. Ooh, almost a touch and go. Should come in nice and smooth. Oh, I hit a jump there in the ground. That was a good landing though. It bounced. The only reason why I bounced because I hit a jump. But there you have it. The Dynam CH47 / DC3. Grayson's Hobby has these in stock for $119 plus about $18 to get it delivered to your door. The motor shafts are pretty thin, so you can see I kind of I broke them off, and then I replaced the motor because I could never get the clip back on when I was trying to replace the shaft. And in my cow, I used the hot water to straighten up my damage, and I cut a lot of foam out of the nose, and it didn't pop all the way back out before I knew the hot water trick. But there you have it, Dynam CH47. Like I said, for $119, she's a smooth flyer.